In the isolated village of Frostholm, nestled deep within the icy wilderness, a peculiar winter began to take hold. The villagers, hardy and accustomed to the brutal cold, sensed something different in the air. This was not the usual snowfall that blanketed their homes. It was silent, eerie, and ever so strange. As the days grew shorter and the nights longer, a thick layer of snow piled up silently, without a single whisper of wind. There were no howling gales or the usual roar of a blizzard. It was as if the village was suspended in a frozen dream. The snowfall was relentless, but soundless, muffling all noise and creating an atmosphere of unsettling calm. Inara, a young girl with a heart as warm as the summer sun, was the first to notice the peculiarities of this silent blizzard. She had always been fascinated by the tales of the olden days, stories passed down by the elders about mystical winters and enchanted snows. But this was no tale. This was reality unfolding right before her eyes. One evening, Inara ventured out into the heart of the village, her footsteps barely making a sound on the thick snow. She noticed that the usual bustle of village life had come to a standstill. The silence was so profound that it seemed to freeze time itself. The villagers had retreated into their homes, huddled around their hearths, whispering of omens and ancient curses. Determined to unravel the mystery, Inara sought out Elder Thrain, the village's wise sage. His home, a quaint cottage at the edge of the village, was known to house scrolls and books of forgotten lore. As she approached, the door creaked open, and Thrain's weathered face appeared, etched with concern. "Come in, child," he beckoned, his voice barely audible over the oppressive silence. Inara stepped inside, and Thrain led her to a large, ancient tome. Dusting off the cover, he revealed the title, The Chronicles of the Silent Frost. "This blizzard is not of nature's doing," Thrain explained. "It is the work of the frost wraiths, spirits of the ancient winter who have returned to reclaim the land they once ruled." Thrain explained that the frost wraiths had been banished centuries ago by a powerful enchantment, but the seal that held them had weakened over time. The silent blizzard was their herald, a warning of their imminent return. Inara listened intently, her mind racing with questions. How can we stop them? Thrain's eyes gleamed with a mix of hope and determination. There is one way. The Heartstone, a magical artifact hidden deep within the glacier caves, holds the power to restore the seal. But it is a perilous journey, and the caves are guarded by the wraiths. Without hesitation, Inara vowed to undertake the quest. Armed with Thrain's guidance and a talisman of protection, she set out into the silent blizzard. The journey was treacherous, with the icy winds now whispering faint echoes of the wraiths' voices. But Inara's courage and resolve never wavered. Days turned into nights, and the glacier caves loomed before her, a labyrinth of ice and shadows. Navigating the treacherous paths, she finally reached the chamber where the Heartstone lay. As she approached, the frost wraiths emerged, their ethereal forms shimmering with cold malevolence. Drawing on the strength of her ancestors and the warmth of her spirit, Inara confronted the wraiths, invoking the enchantments Thrain had taught her. The battle was fierce, but her determination and the talisman's magic held strong. With a final surge of energy, she grasped the Heartstone and restored the seal, banishing the wraiths once more. As the wraiths faded into oblivion, the silence of the blizzard lifted, replaced by the gentle whispers of the wind. Inara emerged from the caves, victorious and weary, to find the village thawing under a radiant winter sun. The villagers, grateful and inspired by her bravery, welcomed her as a hero. From that day on, The legend of Inara and the silent blizzard was etched into the annals of Frosthome's history, a tale of courage, hope, and the enduring warmth of the human spirit.